And there we go. So give me your name and title.
My name is Carrie Whitmore, and I'm a team lead nurse on M1, the oncology unit.
Gotcha. What does that involve? Generally, what do you just finished an overnight shift?
Yeah,
What do you do?
Overnight shift. I'm a bedside nurse, so I'm taking, care of 4 or 5 patients a night, plus I'm in charge of the floor. So when I'm on my shift, everything that happens comes to me. Good, bad, and indifferent.
You were a patient yourself.
I was a patient.
Tell us about that to the extent that you can.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer back in November of 2015, Friday the 13th to be exact. I ended up having a double mastectomy. I had chemo and radiation. So I was here. I had surgery in December of 2015, treatment all through 2016, right through to August of 2016.
An ordeal, to say the least.
Yep.
Is this something that was that even on your radar? Is this something that you were ever worried about?
My mom had breast cancer. She's a survivor, but we always had it in the back of our heads, but I never expected it to happen to me, but it was a complete surprise, so to speak.
After, you get the devastating news, how was it worse than you expected? The ordeal, was it harder than you expected, or?
Everything I went through was actually probably a little easier than I expected. Chemo wasn't a walk in the park, but it was not as horrible as I thought it would be, and everything. I had a great support system and everything, so we made it through the best we can.
It's got to impact your job. You must see things differently.
Yep.
Dealing with patients, having been through it yourself.
Yep.
Safe
100%.
to say. So in the course of this, you used the Dempsey Center. Tell me about that.
Yeah. The first thing we thought of was my kids. My daughters were not quite 5 and not quite 8 when I was diagnosed. So the first thing we thought of was, well, how are we going to tell the kids? I said, I can handle this. My husband can handle this. So we arranged, once I knew what was going to happen, we had a bunch of appointments. Once we had a plan, we literally planned. We told my girls, we took them directly to the Dempsey Center. We had an appointment set up so that we could tell them ourselves and then go there and get more support because we didn't know what to say to them.
And why is that support so important?
Yep. It's a family. You're diagnosed with cancer, but it's the whole family's involved in it. So this wasn't just me going through cancer, it was my entire family going through it. So it affected me, it affected my kids, it affected my husband. And again, my husband and I felt like, okay, we can handle this, but my first thought was my kids. I had to protect them.
And did that make a difference with them?
Absolutely.
I had occasion to go visit not too long ago. I was just really struck by just the environment.
Yep.
Is just so welcoming, and it's clinical environment has its place.
Yep.
But it's also good to people need to get away from that a little bit, don't they?
Yep.
Can you tell me?
And they take care of your mind, body, and spirit. I think that's kind of like one of their themes that they say, because they don't physically treat the cancer, but they treat everything that goes along with it, your emotional state, your family's emotional state, because it's the Dempsey Center is for anybody involved in the care of someone going through cancer. So whether it's your spouse, whether it's your kids, it involves everybody and it affects everybody. So to have that support system is just unreal.
Did you become involved with the challenge after this, or during the course of it, or what?
I knew about the Dempsey Center. I didn't know a whole heck of a lot about it. But then we did it. I'm trying to think if I did. I think I volunteered some years at the challenge. I never did it until my husband surprised me and came up with a team, and we've been doing it ever since.
And so tell me about just the experience. It's not really a competitive race. It's really more about kind of a coming together in a common cause, right?
Yep. Like you said, it's just the community coming together for one thing. It's for one amazing thing. Obviously Patrick, everybody gets all excited to see Patrick, and it brings people out. But even like friends of ours came up. I'm from Connecticut, so friends came up from Connecticut. College friends came up for my husband, and they were blown away by the whole event. And they've come back year after year to participate in it, and fundraising and having competitions amongst themselves to fundraise.
And you do what you can, including this, talking to me after a long shift, to get people involved in it, right? You have your own team.
I have my own team.
Yep.
Yeah, and we do some of our own fundraising events that we've been doing every year, so we do our best to get as much money as we can.
Am I leaving anything out that you want to add?
Just that it's hard. I think people don't realize, like, I used it for my kids, and then I was through most of my treatment before someone that I became friends with I didn't know her, and she literally in the grocery store, like, tracked me down and was like, "Are you Carrie Whitmore?" And she told me all about the women's program, and I thought, I don't need that. And then I wish I had started earlier. So I try to tell my patients all the time about it here. Reach out to them. It's virtual now, but it's a place you don't realize you need it until you go there, and then you say, "I wish I had started sooner."
And it's nice to have it back this year
Yep.
after the pandemic.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yep.
Very good. Is there any the title after your name? Are you RN?
RN. Yep.
RN. Anything else with the
No more initials.
No more
I mean,
initials?
I'm a team leader, but
Okay.
I'm not. I
You're-
have no
but
other
you're
official
team-
initials.
team leader? You said it at the beginning. Excellent. Thank you. We're leaving.